Welcome back guys, and before I start, I'd just like to thank everyone who's been supporting this channel. Thank you for taking the time to watch my videos and taking the time to comment. I'm truly grateful. And as always, you guys are awesome. Now for this video, I'd like to go over a new upcoming game that's currently in the works. A new developer, known as PlaytonicGames, is bringing us Yooka-Laylee. This game had a Kickstarter when it initially started development. Apparently, in about 30 to 40 minutes, the game already hit its $270,000 funding goal. PlaytonicGames exceeded over $1 million in funding. That's just incredible. Thanks to loyal supporters out there, Yooka-Laylee will turn into an absolute great game. Alright, what is PlaytonicGames? In 2002, Microsoft bought Rare, the mastermind behind Donkey Kong Country, Banjo Kazooie, and Conker's Bad Fur Day for the Nintendo 64. In 2008, Microsoft released Banjo Kazooie Nuts Bolts. Although the ratings for the game are pretty good, old fans don't really consider it as a true Banjo Kazooie game. The addition of vehicles just completely took the true essence of Banjo Kazooie away. Now, a lot of fans were wondering if one day, Rare and Microsoft would step up their game and release Banjo 3E. Unfortunately, we never got a real Banjo Kazooie game. However, ex-workers at Rare formed their own little development team, PlaytonicGames. Steve Males, I don't know if I pronounced the name correctly, character artist and animator, explained that Yooka-Laylee is like a spiritual successor to Banjo Kazooie. He feels like the platforming games aren't as around as they used to be, especially when it comes to classics like Banjo Kazooie. All I have to say is, I agree. I feel like our old classics are getting way too oversaturated with today's graphic intense mature games. Yooka-Laylee, for me and for a lot of you guys, is like a breath of fresh air. Gavin Price, creative lead and designer, explained that the team's purpose is to recreate the old team, aka Rare Nintendo 64. So, a lot of us feel like PlaytonicGames is the new Rare, especially when we look at Yooka-Laylee. The style of gameplay and scenery just scream out Banjo Kazooie, or even Donkey Kong, something that Microsoft actually killed Rare. Here's what was mentioned by Gavin Price regarding that. From my perspective, Microsoft were always really supportive and positive. All of the creative decisions since the buyout were made by Rare management, and Microsoft backed them. There are a lot of talented people at Rare, and we're really looking forward to seeing what they've got to show at E3. Now he stated that everything was managed by Rare. Defending Rare? I don't know. But I feel like Price is just remaining neutral to the whole situation. I'm sure that one of them at PlaytonicGames asked this to themselves. Rare, what happened? You used to make awesome platformer games. What happened? Are you afraid? And I feel like their ex-workers at Rare felt this way at one point. So that's why they decided to form PlaytonicGames, to prove that people still want classics like Banjo Kazooie and Donkey Kong Country. Guys, look at the Kickstarter. It is clear that we all want more platforming games. Other than that, I'm really curious to know what Rare is up to for the upcoming E3. Moving on, for the main characters, the team chose a bat and a chameleon, due to their natural abilities. They want to use their natural abilities and implement them into the game. Initially, they were planning on featuring a tiger as the main character. Here's what Steve Males mentioned. My initial idea was a tiger, as they are great looking animals, but he never got past the sketch phase. He was deemed a bit too much of a hero, when all of my past characters were more like underdogs. We even tried a witch in a broom with eyes at one point. I love that Banjo Kazooie witch reference. According to Playtonic, the Kickstarter helped expand the game beyond its initial vision, and there's no doubt about that. Funding was over last June, but we can't wait to see what's in store for E3. Just imagine what the trailer at E3 will look like after this huge funding. I mean, the trailer we have right now is already stunning. Let's think about something for a moment, guys. It took PlaytonicGames only 3 months to show us a preview of Yooka-Laylee. Some companies can take up to a year or two before showing what they're working on. This just shows how PlaytonicGames is taking the series to heart. Some of you might think that they're just rushing, but I see this as determination. I mean, look at the trailer and the funding. This just proves that a lot of people are looking forward to it. If Playtonic is capable of releasing a preview within 3 months, then we can easily expect a trailer at E3. Alright, moving on. I grew up with Banjo Kazooie. I remember playing the game over and over again. After playing Banjo Kazooie and 2E, I was hoping for 3E, but it never happened, sadly. For Nuts and Bolts, I haven't tried it honestly, since I've never owned an Xbox 360. But reviews are pretty good. However, like I mentioned before, fans don't consider it as a true Banjo Kazooie game. The first time I saw the gameplay, I was like, eh? The graphics looked great and all, but I was like, what happened? Is this really Banjo Kazooie? Anyways, the most memorable Banjo Kazooie and Tooie moments for me were the quizzes at the end. I don't know, they were just fun. If some of you have tried Banjo Kazooie or love it, you know what I'm talking about. The quizzes just made the games unique. With that being said, a question was asked regarding the possibility of quizzes actually being part of Yooka-Laylee. This question is actually from Reddit. Will there be some type of quiz shown at the end of Yooka-Laylee? Andy Robinson replied, yes, and we have some clever ideas for it. Now this gets me hyped up even more for this game. Playtonic is basically implementing stuff from the classics. We've seen so far a jungle world and a concept art for an ice world. Both look spectacular, and I can't wait to explore every corner of them. Will we also see levels that are more strange in nature, like Clanker's Cavern, based around a giant garbage shark, and Witchy World, an evil theme park? Gavin Price replied, yes. So as we can see, Yooka-Laylee will really feel like a spiritual successor. Not only quizzes will appear, but the theme of some worlds will resemble Banjo Kazooie's. Now some of you probably remember Banjo Kazooie and its mysteries. Do the eggs and ice ski remind you of something? Will Yooka-Laylee have its own mysteries? Here's what was said about that. What is the creative process like? Banjo Kazooie and the Donkey Kong series are such detailed games with witty dialogue, scenic environments, and Easter eggs galore. It seems like no ideas ever get cut from the final product. Price replied, we don't try and make the entire game all up front. We evolve ideas as development progresses and the need of them arises. If we do it that way, we can spin new ideas off the back of your work in progresses. In comparison, I feel that planning everything up front can sometimes restrict your creativity. So basically, they like coming up with ideas along the way, not in one go. So basically, we should expect a bunch of exciting stuff for the game, something that's easily comparable to the classics. Okay, now where did the names Yooka and Laylee come from? It's pretty simple according to the creators. Maylee's explained that someone on the team picked up a Hawaiian dictionary and apparently, Yooka means a small-brained person and Laylee means to fly, or excitingly, to get off a vehicle. That's definitely not a coincidence either. Love that nuts and bolts reference. For the music, Grant Kirkcopy is actually composing. He was the composer behind Banjo Kazooie, Donkey Kong Country, and a bunch of other games. When you listen to Yooka-Laylee's music, we can definitely feel some Banjo Kazooie and Donkey Kong in there. I, for one, am really excited that he's composing for this game. Talk about nostalgia. On another note, recently, Kevin Bayliss, character artist of classic games such as Diddy Kong Racing and Donkey Kong, has joined PlaytonicGames. Bayliss worked for Rare between 1989 and 2005. Once he heard about Playtonic and Yooka-Laylee, he joined, and he's actually having a great time. Here's a recent statement from him. To date, I've really enjoyed contributing characters to Yooka-Laylee and working within the office environment. So far, I've built a variety of silly characters for the game, from concept sketch right through the final models and animation. Before I finish, David Wise, another composer who worked for Rare from 1985 to 2009, is also composing for Yooka-Laylee. So I gotta say, we got two great composers of classic games from the 90s. So to finish off, this platformer game is looking amazing, and I cannot wait to see what's in store for us at E3. Are you looking forward to Yooka-Laylee? What do you think of this game so far? Do you think we'll see something at E3? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I've been Vivi, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.